Okay, so now we understand what the joints actually are doing and what they look like. But how does that translate into our movement practices? Well, understanding the movement of the shoulder blade and how the shoulder works is going to really help us to kind of bring online the muscles around that shoulder blade. For a lot of people, they have a lot of awareness through the front side of their body, maybe even to the side of the body. But when we start to move through the back side of the body, there's a lot of disconnect because we don't spend our days with our attention back here, understandably so. So being able to bring this collarbone, or this shoulder blade online and all of the muscles around it into our movements is really beautiful. So what I want you to understand, and I'm just going to grab a stand here for a real quick second one more time here, is that these shoulder blades have the ability to move like this, all right? Now, stands don't, because again, he's held together by screws and rivets and wires and all of this stuff. But if he were a moving, breathing individual, his shoulder blades would have the movement available to them to go like this, all right? So when you're moving throughout your day, allowing for that movement of the shoulder blades can be a really beautiful thing, all right? So what I'm going to ask you to do is to bring your hand underneath your armpit or maybe onto the back side of your shoulder here at the top, and just kind of take a moment and palpate that shoulder blade that you have back there, all right? So you'll probably be able to feel the ridge, you can't see, you'll probably be able to feel the ridge of the shoulder blade, all right? So that's an attachment point for some of our muscles. And then maybe if you bring your fingertips down here, you might be able to feel the bottom tip of that shoulder blade. And if you kind of shrug your shoulder up and down, you might be able to kind of feel it. So I can feel mine. It's right here underneath my pointer finger, all right? So that is the bottom tip of my shoulder blade there. And I'm just going to get you to palpate the other side, become aware of that bone back there. We're going to palpate the collarbones, bring our awareness into that area, remembering that that's where the movement actually hinges and connects into the torso, okay? And then what I want you to do, what I'm going to ask you to do rather, is to imagine this bottom tip of your shoulder blade. Let's do an external rotation with those upper arms, all right? So we're gonna externally rotate those upper arms. And then I'm going to ask you to imagine this bottom tip of your shoulder blade kind of drawing down and forward, okay? So imagine down and forward. So it's kind of this movement and then tucking those shoulder blades down and forward, all right? And you can even do this with a block, and that's going to help you to kind of connect into that engagement. So bringing those forearms together, tucking those bottoms of the shoulder blades rather down and forward, and then maybe it's available for you to lift the forearms upright, all right? So try that out. Notice how that feels through your shoulders, all right? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take the arm overhead, and just like I showed you in the other video, we're going to take that arm forward, only going to the point where this collarbone is not going to hinge. All right, so we're going to keep it limited in its range of movement. All right, so we kind of have that idea, and then we're going to do the other side. Connect with that sensation. All right, and then see if you can do that without holding onto those collarbones. It takes a little bit of time and patience. So I am quite limited in my range, all right? And then give yourself the permission to raise those arms up overhead and allow for any movement, any hinging, any adjustments in order to make that happen. And how far can you go now, right? And then bring it back down. And how do those shoulders feel? How does your neck feel? How does your back feel? All of the things, just noticing. All right?